of geometry, and of spin. And I think all these components are really crucial to our understanding of the universe. So there might be, you know, these sun gods that used to be here thousands and thousands of years ago may still be around, trying to educate us, trying to help us move towards a higher technology, a higher understanding of the universe, so that we can transcend this level and survive.
So talking about crop circles and spinning them, what are your thoughts on the work of Cliff High and company of the Webbot project at Half Past Human? The new experiments with the crop circles and spinning them, which is revealing more information about layers of information?
Well, you know, that's very interesting, and I think there is, you know, many ways to look at crop circles and get new levels of information. I think their encoding is very complex, and if they come from the sun gods, they're most likely, you know, very, they have a lot of deep meaning that must be decoded in many different ways. And so, you know, I think all sorts of approaches are necessary and should be examined seriously. And it's a sad thing that in general the scientific community just makes fun of crop circles and don't look at them in a serious manner, because I think there's very crucial information there.
The scientific community makes fun of them, but less than a month and a half ago, 2 crop circle researchers were found dead of mysterious circumstances.
Well, yeah, I don't know what to say about that, but yeah, I mean, it's strange. You know, there's a lot. Let's say that there is a lot of information that is valuable information on our planet that, you know, has been impeded by many institutions that have other interests in mind than the evolution of humanity.
And we have to take our last break. And when we return, I will ask Nassim, what is the significance of the pyramids, Stonehenge, the Nazca Lines, and others? This is Mel Fambregas, and you're listening to The Veritas Show. If you want to know the answer, stay with us.
This is Grant Cameron, and you're listening to The Veritas Show.
And welcome back to The Veritas Show. This is Mel Fambregas, reminding you that you can download this and all our past shows by visiting our website, veritasshow.com. We're joined by Nassim Haramein. So, Nassim, who created the pyramids, the Nazca Lines, Stonehenge, and the other monuments worldwide? What do they mean?
Well, I think that many of these ancient monuments in various art forms like the Nazca lines and so on were created by these sun gods in collaboration with the local communities that were on Earth at the time. It's clear in the ancient text that they had direct contact with them, and they had those contacts for a very long time. I mean, look at even the Vedic texts, some of the Vedic texts are 13,000 years old, and they talk about the sun gods, they talk about them having flying machines and all sorts of things. I mean, imagine a 13,000-year-old text that talks about a machine. Even the concept of a machine is unbelievable that they had that. And now there's new archaeological finds that are occurring, like in Turkey, a city has been found that's thought to be the city described as Eden in the Bible. And, it's composed of very large stones. Some of them are like 50-ton stones, and they have beautiful carvings on them. And, amongst the stones are found Stone Age tools. And some archaeologists are trying to imply that the Stone Age tools, the Stone Age tools maker, which were hunters and gatherers, actually built these monuments that are found now in Turkey that have been dated to 13,000 years old. I mean, those are the oldest monuments. They predate the pyramids, that is, if the pyramids were dated appropriately, by thousands of years. And these stones then had to be there at a time where human beings were barely out of caves, where hunters and gatherers could barely make a bow and an arrow. That is ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. Obviously these stones were not moved by hunters, gatherers, cavemen. Hundreds, thousands of stones arranged in beautiful manner, with gorgeous carvings on it. Those are evidence of this earlier civilization, this more advanced civilization that is described in so many texts as having direct contact with the sun gods, and clearly indicating that the sun gods came from other civilizations that were not from the Earth.
So, in order to create those magnificent objects, there must have been technology and knowledge that's more advanced than what we have now. What happened to the knowledge, or was it suppressed?
Right. That's a good question. Like, what happened to all that knowledge? Well, what happened to it is that it's still in all of our texts and in many encoding around in documents and so on. But it's clear from all these ancient civilizations, like over 500 of them around the world, that there was a cataclysmic event, that there was a great flood, and that most of these civilizations that were present at the time were destroyed, and including books written by Plato that talks about the great civilization of Atlantis, that they were very advanced, and so on. And Plato was a scientist. He was not a novelist. So, and he said that he got all that information from high priests in Egypt. So all this, points that civilization was truly there, and that what happened is that there was a great cataclysmic flood all around the world that might have coincided with the meltdown of the last ice age, and the rays of water destroying most of the ancient advanced civilization, and that maybe, just maybe, there was a choice that was made by the sun gods that it was time for us to evolve on our own, to grow, to learn about ourselves, and to discover these fundamental principles of creation ourselves, to transform our society.